Salah, let's go straight to Martin, who joins us. Good evening, Martin.
Hi, good evening.
How are you feeling about those comments? When they broke, what was your initial reaction?
I was very disappointed. I thought it was very unprofessional from Mo Salah. To me, he's a club legend, love him to bits, but he's got this run completely wrong. Alan's probably old enough to remember this, but back in the day, if he was saying something like that and Bill Shankly found out, he'd be doing the backstroke in the River Mersey. No, I'm sorry, but it's just totally out of order. And what he needs to do tomorrow, and I've been hearing what Danny Murphy said last night, he should have done this behind closed doors, between four walls. And what he needs to do tomorrow is to say the two big words: "I'm sorry." I'm sorry, because
I'm off.
Yeah. Well, he needs to say sorry to Slot, and in some ways to Liverpool Football Club and its fans. It's totally way out of order and unprofessional.
Do you know what, Martin? And me and Pards have been very vocal about this. It's a difficult season for Liverpool at the moment. We've mentioned Diego Jota a few times. God rest his soul, his brother Andre. This is a time where the leaders and those big names at Liverpool need to be as more united than ever.
Yeah, and let me tell you, that whole dressing room will be watching this unfold and waiting for Mo to come into that training ground tomorrow, because although there might be a few messages on their phones to each other, they haven't actually been together probably since it's all broke in such a media firestorm. So actually the first time they're all going to sort of see each other again and look each other in the eyes tomorrow and Monday. And you'd like to think the captain's going to say, look, you're going to have to go and see the gaffer, or, they're going to have to be some words spoken. But Martin's right about the standards that Bill Shankly and the great managers they've had in the past, Bob Paisley, etc., Gary Dalglish, have all set there. And the traditions of Liverpool Football Club, it's just a sort of bastion of football, isn't it? And how to behave and to represent the local community, etc. And these words are just not in place with that. And I think Martin's spot on.
Yeah, I want things to work out for him. I honestly thought to myself, that I thought he'd probably get played in the Inter Milan game on Tuesday, because I'm trying to go into the mind of Slot. Maybe he wants to rotate his players. He's seeing that Salah, he's not performing to his potential, and then he's giving him a rest. And maybe on Tuesday he'd give him, he'd get back into the team and give him a run out. And I think he just needed to be patient. And I do think that Liverpool can turn this around. I think they can. I think that maybe in January they might bring in, one or two defenders, because I think, they've been they let in another set piece again last night. So they, need to get that right in their defence. But no, I think eventually they'll turn it around. But for me, I think Salah just needs to do the best thing now. And, if he says he's sorry, and that, I think we can put this to bed and try and move on.
We can put it down to emotion and emotion only. Martin, brilliant call. Let's go over to William as a Liverpool fan. Evening, William.
Hi, gents. We all right?
Are you feeling disappointed with those comments?
I mean, my initial reaction was a word I can't say on radio.
Please don't. We'll have to dump it.
Yeah. No, I can see both sides of it, if I'm being honest. Obviously, we weren't great when Salah was starting week in, week out. And then obviously he got dropped for the West Ham game and we won the game. So that might have sort of triggered something in Slot's mind. But then he came on against Sunderland. I thought he did all right. He wasn't great, but no one really was. So I don't know whether Slot's trying to sort of experiment with stuff as Salah's going to go away for AFCON, or whether... But we're not playing well even without him. So it's clear that Salah's not the problem.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with you on that. I don't think I don't think Slot has actually taken him out of the team and suddenly going to assume that they're going to start winning games comfortably. Do you know what I mean? He knows there's more problems than that.
Yeah, I don't think he was that bad when he came on against Sunderland either. I mean, he wasn't amazing, but he wasn't awful. So, but if you look at the balance of our squad, if you remember the best team we had under Klopp, when we had Fabinho, Henderson, Wijnaldum. It was a pressing midfield. They went for it. The team we've got now, it's a team you build on FIFA. There's no There's no like.
It's a great analogy, to be fair. It looked great on paper, didn't it? But there's no sense of it.
We signed all these names, and it was like, we're going to win it all. We're going to win it all. But you could tell even after the Bournemouth game, it wasn't right. Carragher called it out on start. You could tell it wasn't right. There was something not quite there.
Even the other day, William, I see one of the lads from Filthy Fellas, the podcast, said about Isaac. Said the one person that Liverpool should have signed with Isaac was Jacob Murphy because he provided so much for him.
That winger, yeah. I said that, didn't I? There's different types of crosses.
Yes, Slot said it, that's right. Yeah. But before Slot even said it, one of the lads from Filthy Fellas said they should have got Murphy.
Yeah. I mean,
But what? Yeah, sorry, go on.
No, I think the point I'm going to make is that when I used to see Klopp's team, it was very much you knew what was coming, and it was a bit helter-skelter, but they were going to press you, and the whole team knew they were out to press. There was like a formula to it. You could break it at times and open the game up a little bit. With Slot's team, there is no real press. So in actual fact, you can keep possession and you can work Liverpool a little bit. And I think that's not characteristic for this team. I think a lot of them are feeling a little bit uncomfortable with that.
Yeah.
And I think the intensity at the training ground's gone down. And I think
you said that a few times.
Yeah, and I think this is compounding the problem.